Hey fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. I'm Michael Pachter, your host. We are especially thankful for the patronage from our Patreon patrons, thank you, and from our YouTube subscribers. You guys are getting this real time. We also offer the content real time to anybody who's a Twitch Prime member who can remember to link their Twitch Prime account to their Amazon Prime account. There's instructions in the show description below, but you've got to do that every so often, every month or so. So if you're watching this and you haven't done it in a while, please check out the instructions. Pretty easy, a couple of clicks and you'll be linked. It costs you nothing and you get our content real time. So Amazon is gonna pay for it. You're already paying for this as part of Amazon Prime. Stick it to them, make them pay for it. Okay, fellow babies, today's question comes from SIFTD from Zero Kaiser. How does a profit deal work if Xbox allows third-party stores like Steam on its platforms, as Phil Spencer has hinted at? What would happen to the official Microsoft store if that were to happen? Do Xbox and PlayStation receive money from apps like YouTube or Netflix for allowing them on their platforms? I'm not sure exactly why Steam needs to be on Xbox. So think of this like, when you go to Steam and you download a game. You're on the internet, you go to Steam website, you download a game. When you go to xbox.com, and obviously you have an Xbox when you're on an Xbox, you download an Xbox game and Microsoft gets paid. You're not going to go to Steam on your Xbox to download an Xbox game, and you're not going to go to Steam on the internet and download an Xbox game because they don't have them. So telling you that Steam has the PC version of the game, all that's going to do is drive traffic to Steam, and Microsoft will get a piece of the transaction. Now Steam gets 30%. Will Microsoft get 20? No, they'll get 5. But are they going to refer you there for a Microsoft published game? Yeah, they get 75. So the point is that if they drive traffic to Steam, they'll get a little bit of Steam's take, and if it's their game, they'll get a lot more profit. And so what Microsoft is trying to do is remind those of you who are PC gamers with a Steam account that you can buy a PC game on Steam. That's okay. Ubisoft they pre-announced in September 25th. And they said something I thought was absolutely fascinating, and I had talked to an investor the day before. So this guy wanted to know all about Steam, and I said, no first-party publishers, like Ubisoft or EA, put their games on Steam. They put it on Ubisoft.com or Uplay.com, whatever they call it, or EA.com to buy your PC game, and then only after it's been out for a year or two do they put it on Steam. And Ubisoft announced the next day, we're going to launch Assassin's Creed PC version and Star Wars Outlaws PC version on Steam day and date. And I talked to them about it. I'm like, why are you doing that? And they said, because we're getting feedback from Steam customers that they're pissed at us, that they're making the customer go hunt for a different website. And it totally makes sense to me, by the way. If you want to watch a movie on pay-per-view, right? And I tell you, Top Gun Maverick, right? Watch it on pay-per-view, it's great. But the only place to see it is the studio website. Do you know it's a Paramount movie? Like, no, you don't. And if I said Avatar, do you know that's a Disney movie? No, you don't. Like, you're not going to keep track. You might know Marvel is Disney, but my God. So the point is, it's too complicated to force you, the consumer, to remember who publishes the game. So you go to Steam. And when I watch pay-per-view, I can either go to apple.com, or I personally, on pay-per-view on TV, or whatever, VOD, I watch it on Amazon Prime because, boom, it's linked to my Amazon credit card. I don't even think about it. I know Amazon has every movie that's VOD. Of course they do, because the guys who are selling their movies want to make sure that all consumers can find them. Guess what else I know? Steam either has or should have every PC game, because that's where we go. So this Microsoft, the question you're asking is Xbox figuring that out? Yes. Did Ubisoft figure that out? Yes. Will they sell more units if they're on Steam? Yes, because there are people who are just too lazy or too conservative about wasting time, who are just like, if it's not on Steam, it doesn't exist. I'm okay with that. I actually think that's a good attitude. And Steam has done such a great job of branding itself as this is where you go for PC games that you should expect it to be there. And Microsoft is caving, and so is Ubisoft. So the answer is, if they promote Steam on the Xbox website or your Xbox dashboard, then Steam will pay them for it. And by the way, that's no different than if you tune in on your TV through a Fire TV stick or Chromecast or a Roku device, and you haven't signed up yet for Netflix, let's say. If you click on that, sign up for Netflix, guess what? The device you signed up on gets $1 a month. That's how it's set up. So, everybody pays the source for that. Steam is paying Microsoft for that. So the answer is yes, everybody receives money from everybody if they cross-promote, and that's the way that the world should work. So yes on YouTube and yes on Netflix. So everybody understands that the device drives subscription, the television drives subscription, the Roku device drives subscription, the Xbox drives subscription. So everybody's willing to share if the device is a source of new customers, and that's the way it is. And so I think Game Pass will end up on Roku devices, and should. They signed a deal with Fire TV. I would imagine Fire TV is going to promote Game Pass. I actually have one device with a Fire TV stick, so I've got a one TV Fire TV stick. So I'll look, but it's going to promote it there. And if you sign up for Game Pass through your Fire TV, guess what? They're going to get $1 a month. So yeah, it's a really smart revenue sharing deal. It's a great question. I wouldn't be surprised at this. And really, the bottom line is that there are some places where people just go for their content. And iPhone, if I want to play a game, I'm not going to a website to download a game to my iPhone. I'm gonna, find it in the App Store. And if I want to watch a movie, like I said, I go to Amazon Prime because it's there and because I have all these credits, and you should too. If I want to buy a PC game, I go to Steam. I totally get that. So I honestly think ultimately you're going to see all the different movie streaming services consolidate, together, and there should be a uniform place to sign up for everything. Believe it or not, Roku does that. You can subscribe to any streaming service on Roku. And it's just an easier way to manage it if you have a Roku device. Each console generation is going to be smaller than one prior, and each succeeding console is going to be more PC-like, less likely to have a hard drive or a disk drive, a disk slot. So less likely to take physical media, all download all the time, and playable, so you can download a large file to the big flash memory, but download a large file so that you don't have latency if you play multiplayer. So I think the Xbox Next, whatever they're going to call it, is going to be a PC. It might not look like one. It'll be in a pretty box, but PCs don't look like PCs anymore. And will they sell very many units? No, but the next one, I wouldn't be surprised if they sold you an Xbox Next for $400 and said it includes 2 years of Game Pass. What the hell, right? Because if you get used to playing Game Pass with that device and then you subscribe for the next 10 years, they've just hooked you forever. They're really smart if they can hook you and find a way to do it. And to give you free content for 2 years, as long as you give them the cash to pay for the hardware device, what do they care? Like, they're fine. By the time they do all this, they'll have enough subscribers that it'll be, they'll sell you the device at cost, and they're going to say 50% of the people who do this are going to subscribe beyond that first 2 years, and we're going to make money. So I think that's right. I think that's really the direction everything goes. What I think you're going to see the evolution of those, you're going to need some type of storage at the client level at your home to get rid of latency. And if you don't have storage and you're playing everything over the cloud, it's going to be pretty high latency, which means you're not going to play a lot of multiplayer. I think Amazon's going to do this with an Alexa device. And I think it's going to be $100 because it's going to have a super fast microprocessor and a graphics processor and flash memory, and they can do it for $100. I'm probably wrong on all of the above, but I said it in 2015, so 9 years ago, and let's wait 4 or 5 more years and see if that happens. But it's gonna happen where somebody, could be Microsoft, could be Sony, could be Apple, could be Roku, is going to figure out a way to have a lot of storage and a lot of processing power in your home for a low price. And they can call it an Xbox or PlayStation or a Fire TV stick, but they're going to have it, and we're going to be able to play multiplayer games, and the value is in the subscription to the gaming service. So I think it's happening. I don't know how soon. I think in 2015 I said it would happen by 2020, so I was wrong. But in 2024 I'm saying it's going to happen by 2030. I'll be wrong again. We'll find out. I just got to live long enough to see some of this shit happen. Thanks for joining us on Pachter Factor. Again, if you are a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, we very much appreciate your patronage. If you can, please link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account. You will be sticking it to Amazon. You have already paid them. They took your money, and they're going to give some of it to us if you just remember to link those accounts. So do it, because Shane needs to buy gas. He's not going to be able to get home tonight in traffic for 2 hours unless you get him at least a gallon of gas. So thank you again for joining us. We will see you next week.